Welcome back. I'm Derek Watkins, an experienced McKenzie friend, and I'm sharing my knowledge with you through a series of short videos to help you navigate through the family court maze. If you find my videos helpful, then please subscribe by pressing the button below. Today I'm going to cover remote hearings, what they are, how they work, and how to get the most from your remote hearing. Remote hearings are a relatively new concept that was introduced during COVID, when we were all at home and unable to meet or go to the court for a hearing. Prior to COVID, they didn't exist. You attended court and sat in a packed waiting area along with many other people, all patiently waiting for ages for their hearing to start. The hearings were typically over-allocated as the court expected no shows, which in most cases meant that you'd be sitting for hours for your turn in court, getting even more stressed. Now, the family court either had to suspend all hearings until after COVID or find a new way forward. There was already a huge backlog of cases waiting to be listed, and suspending all hearings would have brought the system down to its knees. An alternative way forward had to be found, and thus the introduction of remote hearings. A remote hearing is a hearing which is conducted with all parties remotely at home and participating on the phone using BT Meet Me or by video either on the court's cloud video platform known as CVP or using Microsoft Teams. These days you don't need any additional software. You just click on the link in an email which is sent by the court to get into the hearing. So, how do they work? The actual hearing is conducted by the judge, as will be the case if you are physically in court. However, you're sitting at home remotely, and as such, the judge will take more care so that everyone is connected and understands what is happening. You will be sent a notice of the hearing, and it should state whether the hearing is remote or attended. However, it is not uncommon for the notice to state both. It may state that you are required to attend the family court at XYZ family court, and then later in the notice it may say the hearing will be conducted remotely by CVP. This can be very confusing, and if you are not sure, then contact the court for confirmation. In the notice of the hearing, you will be instructed to forward your contact details for yourself and anyone else that is attending, i.e. if you have a solicitor or a McKenzie friend like me assisting you, just send the contact details to the email address stated in the notice. Prior to the hearing, the court will send you an email with a link to the remote hearing. This normally comes during the afternoon or the day before the hearing. However, it sometimes doesn't arrive until the day of the hearing. And if you haven't received the link by the morning of the hearing, then I suggest you phone the court on the day and ask them to send it to you. I will typically click the link and join the hearing about 15 minutes before the hearing starts. However, you may want to test it a little earlier to ensure that it works. It may ask you to enable your camera and microphone, and if it does, then just follow the instructions. When you join the hearing, it will ask you to type in your name, and you'll be placed in a waiting room until the court is ready to start your hearing. I suggest that at this point, you may want to mute your microphone and video camera by simply pressing the signs for microphone and video camera on the screen. Now, it's not unusual for the hearing to run late, so try not to stress. If you're just left waiting for a while, and sometimes this can be up to an hour or more, don't worry. Sometimes the usher will call you to let you know that it's running late. However, it is not unusual to be just left there wondering if the hearing is going ahead, if you're in the right place, or if your technology is actually working. This can be a little daunting. However, you're almost certainly in the right place. And if you're not, then the usher will actually call you to find out where you are. So try not to get too worried. When the court is ready to start the hearing, you will see the other people on the video, and the legal secretary will introduce matters and call the judge in. As I said, the judge will run through matters and conduct the hearing. And I suggest that you keep your microphone on mute when you're not speaking. If you have a solicitor or being assisted by a McKenzie friend, then you may be either physically sitting with them in the same room or be connected to them and communicating by telephone. Now, I always try and sit with my clients when on remote hearings, and it's far more effective as we can just talk directly and there are less things that can go wrong. However, if that isn't possible, then I help my clients by speaking with them by phone with an earpiece on, and that's how we do it. The hearings are then conducted in the same manner as if they are physically in the court. Now, my top tips for getting the most out of your hearing and to avoid it simply just passing you by are as follows. Number one, make sure that you have the email with the link handy and join a little earlier to test that your technology on your laptop works. Have your statements and the main documents either printed out in front of you or handy and accessible on your laptop. Now, at the beginning of the hearing, just after the judge's introduction, I suggest that you put your hand up and ask the judge if he has your statement and any other documents that you sent to the court, so that the judge fully understands your position. The judge and the barrister, if the other party are represented, will try and take over matters without you getting a word in edgeways. Don't let this happen to you. If you wish to make a point or contend something being said, put your hand up until the judge acknowledges you, and the judge will then get back to you. Now do this as many times as you need to, and don't be concerned about doing so, as this is your hearing. If you don't understand something, again, put your hand up and inform the judge that you don't understand. And the judge will be all too happy to explain the point further. Once again, do this as often as you need and don't be embarrassed to ask. At the end of the hearing, the judge will make his findings and read out what he's going to order. Pay very close attention to this and take notes of the points of what the judge is ordering. And then when the hearing is finished, the judge will leave and the technology will close. That's it. You've got through your first hearing. Phew, it wasn't so bad. If you'd like assistance with your hearing or would like to discuss your case, then go to www.McKenzie Friend Consultants with an s.co.uk and book your free consultancy with me. Bye for now.